I'm really happy that we can provide such a warm place to all the refugees. One of the local people really holding our flag, it's waving it.
And he said, I saw it. You were here to take down the CCP. So immediately I made the decision, I need to support you guys. I want to stand together with these people. We're not just saving Ukrainian people. We're doing the work for the justice.
Because life matters, and especially for children's life.
It represents our new federal state of China and our rule of law foundation and our flag. What they saw is the new face of Chinese people.
As the people of the new federal state of China, we must take down the CCP because it's the cause of all these disasters around the world.
Hello everyone, welcome. This is New Federal State of China and Rule of Law Foundation Ukraine Humanitarian Rescue Mission Daily Report and Update. I'm your host, Roy, and now we have Nicole at the Medica station. Welcome, Nicole. Please introduce your situation now in Medica station.
Hi, Roy. Hello, everyone. This is Nicole. I'm reporting live at Medica International Refugee Center. So right in front of me are the two biggest tents for the refugees that were provided by the Rule of Law Foundation. So there were about close to 70 volunteers sent by the new federal state of China working on the ground every day, actually day and night, to provide assistance for the refugees coming across the border. And so last night we received about 200 refugees from crossing the border. So they were brought to our tent. So the women, mostly are women and children. So they were having, so they're able to enjoy some comfort and warmth and food because we provide 24/7 refugee assistance, and we also provide a security guard to make sure that their safety is guaranteed. So we are the new Chinese people from the new federal state of China. Our mission is to take down the Chinese Communist Party because the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, is the root cause of all the global disasters and humanitarian crisis. So ending the Chinese Communist Party is the only way to secure peace, freedom, and rule of law. And so all of our rescue operation were provided and sponsored by the Rule of Law Foundation headquartered in New York. The Rule of Law Foundation, as the name suggests, it has a mission to help the 1.4 billion Chinese people to be free from communism. And at the same time, they're providing the volunteers and rescue effort to help with the Ukrainian refugees. So we stand with the Ukrainian people, and we're totally against the Chinese Communist Party. So Roy, I just want to give you a daily update about how many people the Rule of Law Foundation has successfully brought out of Ukraine to Poland. So we have a shuttle bus service, taking people from Ukraine and send them to safe places in Poland. So as of today, we have dispatched about 30 plus buses, and we have rescued over 2,000 people, mostly Ukrainians, and some are Chinese, some are Italian or American people from all nationalities. And so we're very thankful to the donors, to the generous donors of the Rule of Law Foundation, because without their donation, without their support, there's no way we can provide a massive, humanitarian skill here at the Medica Refugee Center, because this is the biggest tent and has the largest capacity of receiving the refugees. Yeah.
Thank you, Nicole. So yes, we are the new Chinese who's taking down the Chinese Communist Party. And now we can see on the background, we have lots of smaller tents, but we have the biggest tents, we have the best service. And also we have another video cam on the left hand corner. We can see people are coming around, people are moving around. So we can see some of the people are wearing the same vest. Those are the other international humanitarian or nonprofit teams who's helping to rescue the Ukrainian refugees. So Nico, I want to know that how do they view us as the new Chinese taking down the Chinese Communist Party? What do you learn from communication with them?
Yes, so Royal, usually the first question people ask us is, where are you from? And implying that, are you from China? Because everybody knows that the Chinese Communist Party is the root cause of the global disaster, and especially for this Russian invasion to Ukraine. So people were like, oh, you're a bunch of Chinese people. Are you sent by the Chinese government to do some propaganda work? Because on the one side, the Chinese Communist Party is supporting the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and then at the same time, are they sending the volunteers to do the refugee work? So the very first thing we have to clarify to everybody is that the Chinese Communist Party does not represent the Chinese people. They never represent, because they're not elected by the Chinese people. So this is why we tell them we are the new Chinese people from the new federal state of China. And we're not only against the Chinese Communist Party and their aggression and their attack on the human rights and peace and freedom and rule of law, but we're actually taking down the Chinese Communist Party. So after hearing our explanation, usually people are like, wow, okay, I understand. And usually people will be nodding their head and giving us like a thumbs up, and a lot of them are very feeling encouraged, because everybody knows that Chinese Communist Party is the biggest and the most monstrous dictatorship on the face of the earth. So no one was there to challenge the Chinese Communist Party. But look at the Rule of Law Foundation and the new federal state of China. These real Chinese people are going to take down the Chinese Communist Party in order to defend peace, freedom, and rule of law for the entire humanity, not just for the 1.4 billion Chinese people who have been enslaved by the Chinese Communist Party in the last 70 plus years. So as a Chinese, hearing people's reaction and helping people understand the difference, just, it's super important, because the Chinese Communist Party, they're trying to import an image that they represent the Chinese people. But everybody knows that Chinese Communist Party is an evil communist regime. So, the Chinese people really, we want to be free from communism. And so we want to tell the international community that the CCP does not represent the Chinese people. And once people understand the difference, they're very supportive of our mission to take down the CCP. I'm very appreciative of the Rule of Law Foundation and the humanitarian work we provide in Medica. Yeah.
Thank you, Nico. We understand that not just Chinese Communist Party is not representing the Chinese people. Also, they're supporting the war, supporting Russia, and also they're lying to the world, saying that all of the Chinese have already rescued and evacuated. And after they made this announcement, we actually saved some Chinese people. And actually, they did the interview with other supporters. They were saved by our mission. And also, we understand there are still lots of Chinese people still in Ukraine. So they're lying to the world and lying to Chinese people, making their own propaganda. So Nicole, so I understand that there are two parts of this rescue. So now you're at the Medica station at the border between Poland and Ukraine, and also we have buses. We have shuttle buses shipping people, Ukrainian refugees, out of I think it's Lviv and to another city, not Medica, but another city in Poland. Can you introduce a little bit about that?
Yes, so this is a very, very important rescue work headed by our fellow freedom fighter, Da Wei Ge and his team. And so every in the early morning, like 2-3 o'clock, they will drive to meet with the bus, taking the refugees from Lviv to Krakow in Poland. It's really a lifeline for the people who are still left behind in Ukraine, including the Chinese people, because the Chinese Communist Party, they're not providing enough support, and once they do, they'll charge you a lot of money, and they make it prohibitively expensive for the Chinese people to be saved. And what's more, the Chinese Communist Party, they spared no efforts trying to destroy our rescue mission. They destroyed our QR code, and they tried to hijack our email box that was used to contact the refugees. So we could have saved more Chinese people, but because of the interference and sabotage of the Chinese Communist Party, our rescue effort has been interfered. So I'd like to call out the international community to join us to condemn the Chinese Communist Party for their interference and sabotage, because this is a humanitarian aid. This is trying to save people's life, but the Chinese Communist Party is going to destroy the only chance that people would have for their life to be saved. So it's a very depictable, and so I like to take this opportunity to condemn such inhumane activity.
Said the Chinese Communist Party did not just support this war; they also try to sabotage our rescue mission by sending people to the Medica station and also hack our emails. Actually, they're already with the people did this, they're part of the war crime as well. So I understand that these are two parts of the rescue. One is we sent the shuttle buses to in Ukraine, in Lviv. And then they will ship people, they will send people back to Krakow, right, in Poland. And also, we have this big rescue station, rescue camp at Medica. And actually, the number now, I just got it, actually until today, the rescue station at Medica already received around 6,657 people there. So this is a huge number. This is a huge achievement by people supporters at Medica Station, and that's a great job you did. And Nico, can you tell us what kind of interaction with those refugees, and how does it feel about what you're doing there at Medica Station?
Yes, Roy. So usually the number of refugees that were received by our tent in Medica, there are more refugees coming to our tent in the nighttime than the daytime. So I remember in one night we got 600 refugees, mostly women and children. And so our tent was fully packed. And then some people have no seat to sit. They have to sit on the luggage. So why people always want to come to our tent, and usually they were brought to our tent by the Red Cross, by the other international humanitarian aid organization, because our tent, the tent provided by the Rule of Law Foundation and the New Federal State of China, has the best facility. We provide 24/7 electricity, heat, water, and freshly grounded coffee, and also a big bonfire right in front of the tent. And also there was a war zone pianist, David Mortella, plays beautiful music. And so this is why everybody loves our tent, and including the press, the international journalists. They love our coffee, and they are also taking advantage of our Starlink free Wi-Fi, our password. So our Starlink Wi-Fi's username is New Federal State of China, and the password is take down CCP. And so everybody was getting a freaking out of it. They think it was so cool. And also the coffee is so popular, and we have 4 generator to provide electricity and 8 gas propane. To make sure that the warmth is kept for the entire night, because it's super cold, freezing cold at night. Is below 0 degree, and for the women and children, they really need to stay in a warm and safe place. And we also provide professional security personnel to staff this tent, so to make sure that the women and children are going to stay safe. So yeah. China provides the best and most well-equipped humanitarian aid at this border, and also the bus service taking people from Ukraine to Poland. And so this, and we are the, guess what, Roy, we are the only Asian people here providing this humanitarian aid. Most of them are like French, English, Scottish, German, Spanish, and mostly are Westerners, and including people from Eastern Europe. But we are the only Asian people here, and we are the Chinese people, the real Chinese people from the new federal state of China. So we met with the Korean press and Japanese press, and so they're so impressed by what we do. And also, as Asian people, they're also feeling proud of of what we do, and so it's just remarkable to see what's happening here unrolling before my eyes every day.
Exactly. This is the very first time for Chinese people who ever go to a war zone. Actually, we have, I think, around 60 or 80 people there. And to save people from the war, not asking anything. We have no benefit from it. We just want to save people. Just like Nicole talking to your boss. Actually, you did a interview before, and you said I just want to save people, and then you talk to your boss, and then you just resign when you learned from your boss that she wouldn't let you, and then you just go to the front line, and then you not asking for anything. The only thing you want, the only thing you hope for is to save more people from the war. And this is the very first time we show our image as citizens of New Federal State of China, supported by the Rule of Law Foundation. And you actually did a great job. Actually, I'm impressed by what you